Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. Some of you will know this street in front of me. We're not going to walk down there because if we do, YouTube will not be happy. So what we're actually going to do is just walk just a little, tiny bit further to the left here, to the big Boeing 747 Jumbo, because it started, the whole food court thing has actually started. It started a little while ago, but I haven't shown you yet. So I thought I'll just go through it and show you, and then we'll have a walk right down to Beach Road, and we're going to go down. Then we're going go up Soi 7 and Soi 8, and have a look around while we have a chat. And the chat really, and also I've got two stories as well further on at the end of the video. But the chat really is about, should you come to Thailand this year? Because things are still up in the air, aren't they, really? In many respects, they're up in the air. So, should you come this year? That's the question. But let me just point out here, this is Saturday night, around about, well, not night, it's getting on toward evening. It's sort of about 6 o'clock, something like that, PM. So it's just before it goes dark, which is again a good time to do a video because there's people about. But obviously it's not that busy, is it? Look at it. You know, this is Saturday night, 6 o'clock, 6 PM. Not that busy. But I just wanted to show you how it was, the airplane and all the rest of it. And further down, there's a children's play area, and then that building you can see right at the end, that used to be Rasputin's soapy, the one behind the Ferris wheel, that building. So anyway, well, the other thing is I've had to turn the sound off, actually pretty much off, because just round the tail end of the Boeing, that's big, isn't it? Big airplane. So just behind the tail of the Boeing, there's a pickup truck with its music and advertising for whatever it is, all in Thai language. And it's absolutely so loud. I had to hold my ears as I walked past. It really is incredibly loud. So I've just turned it off. And that means I'll have to just do the voiceover. Look at those little pigs there. These are stuff all for sale here, of course. Anyway, let's get on with what we're talking about, which is the should you come? Well, the first thing, of course, is that all the restrictions have gone. There's no requirement from the 1st of October now. There's no requirement for a vaccination certificate, and there's no requirement to do a test. And basically, it's getting back to the way it used to be. Pretty much, it's there, pretty much. The other thing is that if you belong to one of the 64 countries which do the visa exemption on arrival stamp, that is back in place. But from the 1st of October, which is now, pretty much, you remember you used to get 30 days on your stamp when you they put the stamp in your passport. You got 30 days. That's been changed. That's now 45 days as from now. And then if you want to renew that, if you want to stay more, you can go to immigration and just show them your details and pay them 1,900 Thai baht, and they'll give you a further 30 days exemption stamp. Yeah, so that's 75 days of exemption. That's just quite a decent amount when you think about it. So that is the way it is now. The other thing, if you're from a country which does visa on arrival, where you actually have to go to the immigration in the airport and pay your money and buy the visa on arrival, which takes about an hour to go through the paperwork. If you want to do that, you used to get 15 days. That's been extended to 30 days, as from now. And then again, once again, you can go to immigration, you can pay some money. I'm not sure how much it is for visa on arrival, but you can pay and get 15 more days. So all this is like to try to help to bring people back. Um, One of the main problems is the exchange rate, because depending which country you come from, if you're an American, then you're laughing because your exchange rate is the highest it's been for 10 years against the Thai baht with the US dollar. Similar with the Canadian dollar, and the Australian dollar hardly changed at all. Hardly at all. The two problem currencies are the British pound and the euro, which have tanked, absolutely tanked recently. This is soy, you know what, up there, 6, which we're not going to walk down, and we'll walk a little bit further on. And then the next soy is 6-1, which is the ladyboy soy. Which has not got many there nowadays. It seems to have really gone to soy bacao, that sort of market now. It's just not there anymore. Another reason, of course, that people come here is for the weather. I mean, people like sunbathing and what have you, and as you can see, there's no sun at the moment. It's cloudy, it's a little bit rainy regularly every day at the moment. It's the rainy season. So if you want the weather, it's warm obviously, but if you want the sunshine, then just leave it for a little bit longer, another month or something, and then the rainy season will go. That's the shrine at the bottom of the 6, which people go to quite often. This is Beach Road. Now, if you've been here before, you will remember that this used to be an avenue. I'll show you as we walk down now to the right. We'll just walk down. Now, just going under here, if you remember, this was an avenue. There were trees all the way down the left side as well as the right side, and it formed like an archway, an avenue, which was really pretty. They've ripped them all down. The ones on the left side, they've taken them all up. Apparently, it was because the roots were starting to destroy the pavement, and they got too big. So they've just taken them all down, which is a shame. It really looks barren now. It really spoils it. It was really quite a nice area to walk here. Anyway, let's go back to what we're saying about coming here, right? So right now there are many bars and gents clubs and go-go's all open, and there are plenty of girls. And very few tourists at the moment. I'm beginning to see more and more, but still very few. So you can have your pick of what's available. However, even though there are so few customers, an awful lot of the bars have had to put their prices up. Bar fines are up in many bars from the pre-COVID, if you remember, 300, 400 baht for a bar fine. Some bars now it's as high as 1,000 baht just for the bar fine. The reason for that is the shortage of girls for the number of bars. There's a lot of bars reopened, and also a lot of new conversions, which I've shown you some. From massage shops and various other types of shops, pharmacies and things like that, to become bars. This large number of bars opening has caused a major problem, which is a bidding war for the girls by the bars. Because although there's lots of girls, there's still not enough to adequately populate the large number which have opened of the bars, and there's new ones all over the place. So Pattaya really needs more girls to come back. The girls are going around from bar to bar asking how much each bar is willing to pay them and taking the highest offer. And then they're still going around bars and looking for a better offer, and sometimes they're changing bars regularly. I know some girls who've changed bar every month. Just for a little bit higher salary, and they just vanish and disappear and go off to another bar, and another bar, and so on. Some of these bars are paying as much as 1,000 baht a day per girl. Now, if the bar is having to pay 1,000 baht a day for the girl, then they can't have them being bar fined. uh, at a low price because they need them to sell drinks to pay for themselves. And if they do allow them to be bar fined, then they have to charge whatever their daily wage is, which is 600 to 1,000 baht, to get the money back. And possibly a little bit extra for lost lady drinks, or the bar loses money, which dictates a very high bar fine. So we have a catch-22, and the only way out of this is if a lot of girls come back to Pattaya in high season, for the high season. Then, by the law of supply and demand, maybe, just maybe, with more availability of girls, maybe some of these wages will come down. But the girls have got used to the higher wages. And, they don't want to obviously work for less. Bar fine prices are, in my opinion, will never go back to pre-COVID levels. I don't think so. Wait and see. Now, there are places that you can go to avoid these excessive prices, such as Soy Pothole. Most of it, but there's 2 exceptions that I can think of. Soy 6, pretty much all of it. All of the traditional gents clubs, but not so much the new ones. Nightclubs and dating apps. So it seems from the comments that a lot of you are waiting, not just for Pattaya to sort itself out, but waiting for the high airfares to come down to a reasonable level. I mean, I had a good friend of mine came the other week for a couple of weeks in early September, and he paid £900 for an economy return flight from England. Now that used to be about 450 pre-COVID, so that's doubled, hasn't it? So let's see if, as the flights get busier, whether the prices will come down. But traditionally, as high season approaches, airfare prices would normally rise. We'll just have to wait and see what happens. I suspect that if you do decide to come this year, this high season, then you will probably need about 50% more spends on your budget. On your budget for spends, you need 50% more than you had last time when you came pre-COVID. But rest assured, there are lots of girls here, and you'll have a great time. You just have to pick and choose which bars you go in, and you need to check the bar fine, and even the bar fine ability of the staff before the second lady drink. Okay, so that's a new rule. Okay, 1 lady drink and then check that they are bar fineable or how much the bar fine is. That's got to be a new rule. Yeah. I mean, there are some places I've mentioned where the bar fine's 1,000 and ST is 2,000, if they're even available to do it at all. You need to check. Don't assume things are as they were pre-COVID, because they're not. Many things have changed. You need to check. I discovered what I think is a little formula for finding out which bars are overpaying girls and which are not. In other words, which ones to avoid. In fact, you can try this. Just walk down any soy bacao, where there's lots of bars, soy bacao or pothole or something like that. And as you walk past each bars, you get a different reaction. Okay, the girls in some bars will call you over and say, come have a drink, yeah, because the girl wants to make more money. What she's making in her salary is not sufficient, so she wants to get more. And she's willing to do lady drinks and bar fights and everything. But you continue walking, and then you walk past some bars, and the girls are busy playing on their phones, eating, just chatting to each other. And you don't get any reaction, any shouts to come have a drink. You get nothing. It's silence from the bar. Now, why is that? Why do you think that is? Yeah? Now, don't say it's because they don't like the look of the guy, because that doesn't make any sense, because the next bar you walk past, you get a reaction, and that the next few you get reaction, then there's one where you get no reaction. So it's nothing to do with the way the guy looks at all. It's to do with the bar, the structure of the payments in the bar, I think. That's what I think. I believe the reason is because some bars, the girls are not interested in working, since they're already being paid up to 1,000 baht a day, just to sit there and play on the phones. 30,000 baht a month salary is plenty for many girls. It's enough. They don't need to do any more work. That's the case with many places. So if you walk past a bar and you see a girl you like the look of, but there's zero reaction from any of the girls, including her, in that bar, keep walking, because it means that they're on a high basic salary and they don't want to make any more money. They're not interested. They just want to play on their phones and eat and talk and get their basic salary, and it will be just a complete waste of time. You need to restrict your interest to bars where the girls want to work. Yeah. In fact, I mean, what's happening also, especially with a lot of the expats, this is Soy 7 by the way, which is pretty good now. It's getting better and better. I was talking to Dean at Dai Bar the other day, and he was saying that a lot of guys, especially expats, have regular places where they go, and they don't bother going anywhere else. That, you know, they just tend to go to certain places which they particularly like. You know, that is true. So this is Soy 7. You see how quiet it is in certain places, but you move up the top end and it gets reasonably busy. So it is coming back a little bit. Let's hope that as time goes on, the next month or so, as people start to come back, it will get busier. We'll just have to wait and see, won't we? So anyway, up to you to decide if you want to come. I've told you how things are now. I mean, if you've got any questions, then write in the comments, and I'll answer you any questions you've got that I can answer. I'll answer. Now, I promised you a story or two, if we can fit one in, second one in. It's from the hairdresser, of course. One of her customers has an Australian boyfriend, and they've been together for about 5 years. And a few months before COVID, the guy and the girl together, if you like, bought a bar in Pattaya. Talk about bad timing, eh? Anyway, the girlfriend ran the bar for a short while until lockdown arrived. And just before lockdown, the guy had actually gone home to Australia to do some financial stuff, and he got stuck there, got stuck in Australia for 2 years. But he still sent the girlfriend the bar rent and 30,000 baht to live every month. So the girlfriend survived through COVID okay. Now this Aussie guy has a lot of friends who live in Pattaya, and he asked all of them to keep an eye on his girlfriend while he was away, which his friends were happy to do, and to make sure that she didn't get up to anything she shouldn't get up to with another guy. The Aussie guy regularly reminded the girl that he knows so many people in Pattaya, and they know them as a couple. So if she were ever seen out with another guy, he would soon be told. It wouldn't take long. So that's how things were until lockdown finished and she could reopen the bar, which she did, but only from 7 p.m. As there were very few customers before 7. And the Aussie guy worked shift days. Some days he would work and then he'd have a few days off. And he would give his girlfriend his work rota. So each month ahead she would know when they would arrange a line call, so they would talk and what have you, and then On his work days, he never ever called her. There was no contact whatsoever on a work day. I'm not sure why that was. Maybe it was something to do with where he was working. By the way, on Soy 7, these two bars of Nick's on the right hand side are by far the best bars in the whole of Soy 7 and Soy 8. It's got plenty of girls there and it's quite lively. So if you're going to go in this area, go try those two bars. They are the best, without doubt. Anyway, going on to what we were saying. So the girl is in a situation where she has a regular income, but not as much as she would like, but she's free all day until 7 p.m. But her boyfriend's friends are everywhere, and she sees them quite often when she's walking around Pattaya. So what do you think she did to get extra money? The money that she wanted. She can't use a dating app, as her profile would be seen. She can't work in a gents club in case one of her boyfriend's pals walks in. What do you think she did? So just before 10 a.m. in the mornings, when her boyfriend had a work day, she would put on a COVID-type face mask, sunglasses, and a hoodie with the hood up, and walk down the street and get a motorbike taxi to take her to a soapy, which is exclusively used by Indian clientele. Clever, eh? Not going to find any of her Aussie boyfriend's pals coming in there. And the way it works in a soapy, incidentally, is that they're usually open around 10 a.m., which is when they start bussing in the bus loads of Indian customers. And the bus loads just keep coming all day. The most attractive girls, like this girl, get chosen more, and the girls have to stay either until the place closes, or until, which is about 10 p.m., which is too late for her, or until the girl has done 6 customers, whichever is first. Now, as I've told you before, the soapies have an arrangement with Indian call centres, companies in India, to service their prize-winning employees. What I only found out recently was that the Indian call centre employees don't get a full 90-minute soapy. What they're offered is a reduced menu of a sort of massage with a happy ending, basically, unless they want to personally pay for the extra for a full soapy, which of course never happens. So the girlfriend told my hairdresser that this reduced menu only takes about 30 minutes, and she always is able to reach 6 customers minimum by late afternoon, and she gets paid 1,000 baht a customer. Then, when she's done her 6, back on with the mask, the sunglasses, the hoodie, and the mo taxi, and back home with 6,000 baht in her bag. Shower, change, eat, and open the bar by 7 p.m. just in time to welcome her boyfriend's pals, who come at 7 every day just for a drink and to check on her. This is Thailand. So we're on 24 minutes already, so I'm going to have to leave the next story, which I've got in mind here for you, until the next story video. But what I want you to do is, it's actually a continuation of a story. Okay, it's, if you guys remember, a few months ago I did a story about a lady boy who got her a Korean boyfriend and moved to Korea and met the boyfriend's parents and everything, and what happened there. Now I'll put a link up the top. That's Best Bar coming up on the left side, just a bit further down. What used to be, it's not anymore. I'll put a link up at the top, and you watch that, the story about the ladyboy, and then there's a continuation. There's quite a funny continuation of that story. That used to be Best Bar there. And I'll tell you the continuation. It's really quite good. But wait till the next one because we're going to run out of time. I don't want to run over 30 minutes, which is what would happen if we did that one. Now just down here is Sailor Bar, and on the left side opposite Sailor Bar, if you saw the last video, you saw the making of the Odd Spot bar. There you see the red and white sign. Yeah, that's the Odd Spot bar to the left right now. So anyway, we're getting to the bottom. Sailor Bar on the right. Don't forget to look at the previous video to get, then you get the picture for the next one, which I'll do the next story video about this ladyboy. Okay, and don't forget to subscribe and like and share and ring the bell and all that good stuff. You know, it helps a lot. It really does help me. So if you would please do that, guys, and I hope you enjoyed the video. We're nearly down to the bottom of Soy 8 now. Thank you very much for watching, guys.